One of the common questions I get asked a lot is, when is the right time to start a UK limited company for your business? Like, there's so many entrepreneurs that I come across who literally do not know when the right time is to actually consider opening a UK limited company. And if I'm being very honest, the truth is it really depends. It depends on so many different things. There are different considerations to consider when making the decision as to whether or not now indeed is the right time to open a UK limited company for your business. So we're going to be touching on some of the things you need to consider before making this decision. And if this is your first time here, my name is Tess and I'm a UK qualified accountant, and on this channel I share weekly videos to help fellow entrepreneurs like you start, grow and thrive in their businesses. If you want to learn more from this channel, then please do make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on your notification bells. So the very first thing you want to consider then is going to be what your annual sales is, or indeed your turnover. Now, this basically means that, are you in a situation where your income, okay, your sales revenue is ridiculously high? Okay, if we're talking you are making a profit of about £50,000 per year, then that, in my opinion, would be a very good point to start to think about considering registering a UK limited company for your business. It would make a lot more sense at this point if this is where your forecast or your potential sales revenue or turnover is going to be. Okay, it doesn't make any sense for you to continue running that business as a sole trader if you are getting profits close to the region of 40 to 50k on an annual basis, because at this point you will really just be throwing a lot of money to the government and you will be out of pocket, okay, as a business owner, which I'm sure you absolutely do not want. So like I said, if your sales revenue or your turnover is going to be ridiculously high, if you are going to start hitting a consistent threshold of anywhere, say 40k to 50k upwards, or in terms of profit, I would highly recommend that you start to think about moving your business entity structure into a UK limited company. Now, the next point is going to be around tax savings. Now, if you're looking to utilize a business entity that offers you maximum potential tax savings on your income generated from your business, then you really ought to start thinking about registering a limited company. Because if you are running your business as a sole trader, then you are effectively going to be paying tax on your income anywhere from starting 20% to say upwards of 45%. Whereas if you compare this with someone who has an incorporated UK limited company, then they are on average only going to be paying around 19% in terms of their corporation tax. So there's a vast difference between, you know, staying as a sole trader and running your business and actually incorporating a UK company with which you can use to run and grow that business, because there are so many tax savings that you can actually utilize through having a UK limited company that many business owners, when they are operating as sole traders, simply do not get the advantage or the opportunity of being able to do so. Now, if you have any plans to recruit staff into your business, then you might very well want to do so using a limited company. Now, that is not to say that you can't recruit staff into your business as a sole trader, but it is very much strongly advised that you do so using a UK limited company as part of your company's PAYE scheme, okay? And that leads me on to the next point, which is around protection of your personal assets. If you are in a situation where you're starting to think about your personal assets, your investments, and just kind of financially protecting yourself, then you are definitely at a point where you should strongly consider registering a limited company in order to run your business with. And that is because by having a limited company, you are essentially going to protect yourself. Okay, you're going to be having this division from you and the business, i.e. the UK company. And the UK company is there to basically protect you in the event that the business were to fail. It means that any debts, any financial loans that the business may have taken out as in the course of the business, you would not be personally liable for. So it prevents you being in a situation where you are personally made bankrupt. And I think this is one thing many people sometimes don't think about when they stay being a sole trader for many years. So it's definitely something worth considering if you're starting to kind of think about expanding your business and you're thinking about getting loans and grants and things like that. And we'll touch on this a little bit more in the video. So next thing then is going to be around the protection of your business's name. If you are at the point where you have started this business and you've been doing it for some time now, it's most likely that the business has now built its own brand, it's established its own brand, its strengths, etc. And there is that brand awareness with the public as to what your business does. Now, the last thing you would want is for someone out of the blue to then come and register a company, a business with that particular name that you have been using as a sole trader to run your business and to grow your brand with. The only way you can really have a good chance at protecting your business's name is by incorporating a UK limited company, because once you do so, then it basically means that that UK company, that name, has now been incorporated and is on the company's house register. It means that no other person can come out of the blue and simply register a business in the same name, under the same name, because you have spent years building that business. You spent years building the brand, okay, building the image of that business. And the last thing you want is simply to be put in a position where you are not able to protect it in the right way. So one of the ways you can do this is by incorporating that business into a UK limited company. Now that leads me on to business funding, which is something I alluded to earlier in this video, which is really that at some point of running your business, you will no doubt start to think about, funding opportunities that you want to secure in order to grow that business further. And if I'm being very honest, if you are not registered as a UK limited company, you are seriously reducing your chances drastically, okay, when it comes to being able to secure funding, to secure investment opportunities for your business. I mean, if you think about just how many people, how many businesses apply for vast majority of grant opportunities and grant funding out there, if you don't actually position yourself well and position yourself as a trustworthy business, as a trustworthy organization, then you are seriously hindering your chances of securing funding. And that is all because you simply do not have a UK company, okay? Maybe you are still trading as a sole trader. At the end of the day, a lot of grant organizations, a lot of investors usually like to work with other business organizations, okay? They usually like to work with other UK companies. It just helps to give them a little bit more assurance that that particular business is credible and that particular business is trustworthy. So these are just some factors that you want to think about when it comes to making a decision as to whether or not it's actually the right time for you to start a UK limited company for your business. Now, it's important to bear in mind that the right time will really depend on the type of business that you're running. It depends on how long you've been running your business. There are multiple factors that come into play, and most of all, it will depend on what your business's goals and objectives are, okay? So For a small sole trader who has been running their business for some time, they may not have the goal or objective to actually expand that business. A lot of people are very much happy simply kind of keeping their business as maybe a hobby, a side hustle that they keep going back and forth with, and they kind of just don't really want to complicate things. So you have to think about the pros and cons of registering a UK limited company, and is it the right time for you to do so. And to help with that, I have a playlist here that talks in depth about registering your UK limited company, some of the things to consider when you've registered your UK limited company, and what to do after you've actually registered your UK limited company. Click here if you're interested in learning more. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.